Hey guys, how's it going? This is BillyEatWorld, and today we're taking a look at a themed loadout inspired by Expendables 3. Now, if you haven't seen any of the Expendables movies before, well, I won't go into the plot, not that there's much of a plot anyway, but I will say that they're all ridiculously over-the-top action movies. They star Sylvester Stallone and just about every other 80s action hero worth mentioning. The movies also feature a range of modern military weapons, but the loadout we're running with today is as close as I could get to the weapons used by Sylvester Stallone's character, Barney Ross. I'm running the M4 carbine with US RDS sight, tack light, stubby grip and suppressor, and my secondary is the M1911. In Expendables 3, Barney actually uses the Noveske N4, which is very similar to a standard M4 but has a different handguard, rail system and Troy iron sights. Barney's N4 is also equipped with a Surefire M900 style grip, which is basically a vertical foregrip and tack light in one. This is an attachment that I'd like to see in future Battlefield games because it doesn't seem like anyone runs with the flashlights in BF4, and I think something like this would encourage more people to use them. The reflex sight he uses in the movie is a Seymour sight, which is similar to the RDS in BF4 but with a few subtle differences. In previous movies, Barney actually used an EOTech holo sight, so it's interesting that they changed to a reflex sight for this movie instead. Regardless, the Seymour still looks pretty awesome in the movie, and it's probably the first thing that you'll notice about his loadout. Now, another thing that Barney is known for is his skill with pistols. In all the Expendables movies, Barney has used a Colt single-action army revolver and a pair of Kimber Gold Combat 2 semi-automatic pistols. The Kimbers are basically an improved 1911 style pistol, and the guns used in the movie were custom made and stamped with the Expendables logo. Apart from this, Barney's Kimbers are fairly stock and are run without attachments, so I'm running the M1911 without attachments in my loadout as well. But anyway, how does this loadout perform in game? Well, the M4 is one of my favourite carbines, and the M1911 is not a bad pistol either. You'll notice this gameplay is on locker, which I thought was kind of fitting because in the first scene of the movie, the team rescues Wesley Snipes from a prison train and then blows up a prison. The other reason I chose to play on locker though was because carbines in general just aren't that great at long range. You'll get a lot more hit markers and assists at long range with a carbine than you would with an AR, so generally on larger maps, if I'm not running assault, I'll usually run with a DMR instead. On the other hand though, the M4 is actually pretty damn good in close quarters and does surprisingly well when fired from the hip, even with a suppressor and without a laser sight. The 1911 was an interesting pistol to go back to as well, and I had a lot of fun with it. I actually used this gun a lot at launch, but I haven't used it for quite some time, so it was kind of like using a new gun. Basically, the 1911 was the Deagle before the Deagle came and outclassed pretty much everything else. It's the most accurate semi-auto pistol and packs a decent punch at close range, but like all pistols, the damage drop-off is pretty steep, and even though you can accurately hit targets at longer ranges, it's still pretty hard to go head-to-head with automatic rifles. So the question is, did I feel like Barney Ross and would I run with this loadout again? Look, I don't know, I feel like this loadout is a bit too stealth special forces to really suit a Stallone movie. I think the reason they ran with the gear in the movie is because it looks cool rather than for its actual purpose. When I think Stallone, I think M60 or AK-47 with iron sights fired from the hip like in Rambo. I don't think of a small 5.56 carbine with a suppressor. As for running with this loadout again, well, I definitely wouldn't say I disliked it. I really like the M4 and I think it makes a great stealth carbine, but to stay competitive, I'd probably run with a laser sight instead and switch out the pistol for the Deagle or a 93R or something. In any case though, it was a lot of fun to play with this loadout, and if you haven't already, it's definitely worth checking out. But anyway, let me know what you think of the Expendables, and let me know what you think of the M4 and the M1911 in the comment section below. As always, if you like what you see, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and if you haven't already, please check out all my other Battlefield 4 videos. I've got them all linked in a playlist in the description below. But until next time, see you later, and have a good one.